Back, we are going to continue our discussion. That's some extra practice for the AP review. So we're going to take a look right now at the 2017 AP exam. This is a rate in and rate out problem. And this is the infamous banana problem. So let's take a look here. We are at a certain grocery store and it has 50 pounds of bananas on the display table. So for this, it kind of sounds like they're giving me some sort of initial condition right here. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to find out how many bananas are thrown at some blanket at some time. Customers are removing bananas at a rate by this model. So they give us this nasty little equation. Now notice this is a calculator question. You are not going to do this by hand. You're not going to have to integrate or derive this by hand. So we're going to use a calculator here. So they tell us that this is the rate going out. And if we keep reading, where F of t is measured in pounds per hour, and t is the number of hours after the store opened. After the store opened for 3 hours, a store employee was going to add bananas to the display table given by g of t. And again, natural log, this is not going to be pretty for us, from 3 to 12. Now notice, we're removing bananas for 12 hours, but we only start adding bananas after 3 hours. So that might come back to get us a little bit. So this is the rate coming in. Now, the first question it asks, how many pounds of bananas were removed from the display table during the first 2 hours? So we're going to the rate out. So we're going to use this equation right here, f of t. And I'm going to go ahead and write it. So for part A, I just want to find out how many bananas. So this is my change in bananas. So I want to find out how many bananas were removed. So that's just a straightforward integral from, now we're going for the first 2 hours. So we go from 0 to 2. We're just going to use f of t dt, and you can leave it like this. You don't have to actually write out this equation, but you can type that in your calculator. Now, I don't have my calculator visible here, so I'm just going to write out the answer. You type this in your calculator, and what you get is you get 20.051 pounds of bananas. So what this is saying is that there are 20.051 bananas removed during the first 2 hours. There we go. So this is the total number of bananas that were removed. Now remember, here's a quick question. We started with 50 bananas, so how many are left? Yeah, roughly about 30 bananas. Now notice they don't tell us to round, so I'm not going to round. Even though you really can't have 0.051 banana, but remember this is pounds of bananas. You can have a 0.051 pound of banana, so that's okay. Now for part B, they say find f prime of 7. Using correct units, explain the meaning. So now we're taking the derivative of f. So we want to take, so for part B, f prime of 7, and again, you're just going to use this on your calculator, and you're going to type this derivative in your calculator right there. You're just going to type that, don't take the derivative by hand. With the cast, you can do it pretty easily. And what you should wind up with is this negative 8.120. Now, they want us to explain it in the context of the problem. So remember, f of t is already in pounds per hour. So what would f prime of t be? Well, we're taking the derivative with respect to time again. So this would be pounds per hour squared. So what this can say is after 7 hours, the rate, and we should say as the rate at which bananas are removed is decreasing. It's decreasing because it's negative. Is decreasing at a rate removed. That should be at a rate of 8.10120 pounds per hour squared. Or you can use pounds per hour per hour. There we go. Easy peasy. So let's take a look how many points we have. So for part A, we got 1 point for our integral. Let me go and write this in red here. plus 1 for the integral, plus 1 for our answer. Part B, plus 1 for your answer, part 1 for your plus 1 for your explanation. And those shouldn't take that long right there. All right, now we get to the fun stuff, part C. Now it says, is the number of bananas on the display table increasing or decreasing? Now it gets a little bit tougher because we're talking about t equals 5 hours. So let's go back up here. Remember, from 0 to 5 hours, 0 to 12 hours, we're just removing bananas. From 3 to 12 hours, we are gaining bananas as well. So there, between 3 and 12 hours, we're losing bananas and we're gaining bananas. This problem is making me go bananas. So part 3C says, is the number of pounds of bananas increasing or decreasing? So we are looking for a rate. And what's the rate of? The pounds of bananas. So we have to consider, in this case, bananas coming in and bananas going out. So we have to consider the rate of bananas going in and the rate of bananas going out. And we want to compare them. Okay? Now, an easy way to compare them, honestly, is just to subtract them. And we want to know if this is positive or negative. So think about it. If we have the rate in being positive, if this is greater than 0, well, we are saying that we have more bananas coming in than more going out. So this would be increasing. If this is less than 0, it would be decreasing. So what we're going to do is we are going to take the rates. So we want the rate going in. Well, the rate going in is g of t. So we're just going to take the value of g at 5 minus the rate out, which was f at 5. So rate in minus the rate out. These are already derivatives. I don't need to take the derivative again. These are already derivatives. I'm just looking to see if the derivatives are positive or negative. And if you type these in your calculator, you're going to get negative 2.263, which is less than 0. So that's telling us therefore, we should say therefore, at t equals 5 hours, the number of bananas, the number of pounds of bananas is decreasing. That's it. All right. Now, for part D, we are mathematicians. We love the part D. Now it says, how many pounds of bananas are on the display table at t equals 8? So now I want to find out how many bananas. So remember, they gave us the rate in and the rate out, but now we want to find the quantity. So we're going to have to use our integral. This is our FTC question right here. FTC right here. We want to find the number of bananas at t equals 8 hours. So what do we have to do? We have to set up an integral. So we have to consider the rate going in minus the rate going out. And we're going to integrate both of these. And that's going to equal the difference in bananas. That's going to equal like this, our f of 8 minus the initial amount, which was 50 bananas. So we can start setting this up right away. Now, this is so not allowed on the AP, but I think you'll get the idea. So let's talk about the rate going in. The rate coming in. That is g of t. But you got to be careful. What's the domain on this? Well, we're only increasing bananas between 3 and 8 hours. Minus the rate going out. Well, that's just f of t dt, right? But remember, for the rate going out starts at 0 and goes to 12 hours. So this is going to go from 0 to 12. Now, this is a little bit different than we have set these up in the past. Oh, this banana problem has a lot of trouble because most people got it wrong because what they did was they did g of t minus f of t both from 0 to 12. Whoop, we don't want to go to 12 here. Sorry, we want to go to 8. Sorry about that. Somebody has probably caught that already. It's good. So be careful. We have to write this as two integrals. We have to write this as two integrals here because they have different times. Rate going in from 3 to 8, rate going out 0 to 8. And this is going to just equal the number of bananas at 8 hours minus 50. And if you solve it, we would get f of 8 equals 23.347 pounds. So what we're saying is at t equals 8 hours, there are 23.347 pounds of bananas. That's a lot of bananas. But at 50 cents a pound, it's not too bad. All right, so what are the point distribution on this one? This is a good one. This is normally worth a few points here. You got +1 for you, +2 for getting the correct integral. Let's just put it there, not there. And then +1 for your answer. Up top, let's see here, +1 if you compared them, then +1 for your answer with justification. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all later. Thank you. Bye-bye.